At this time, I'd like to call the Senate meeting into order at 6:04. Vice President Jose, please ascertain quorum. Present.
Vice President Jose, President Treasurer Alice.
She is on leave. She will be marked excused.
Exec Senator Khan.
Exec Senator Khan is out due to illness.
CAF Interim Senator Powell.
He is out due to traveling.
CAF Senator Levet.
Here.
Kobe Senator Fernandez.
Present.
Klagu Senator Ramos.
Present.
Top Senator Lynn.
He is marked absent.
Senator at Large Miranda.
Here.
And then Senator at Large Khan.
She is excused on leave.
And then advisor.
Here.
And guests.
We have two guests on our open forum. We have a Kalaikia and a Miss Jenna. Crunchy. Farms. We are going to shift into our open forum on our agenda. Could Ms. Blakemore, please?
Right there.
So, like I discussed earlier, you'll be allowed 2 minutes. When I signal, you will start your 2 minutes, and then when you finish, thank you. Your 2 minutes start now.
Hi, I'm Claudia Blakemore from the Student Art Association. I'm here today because we submitted a request for funding to get materials to do silkscreen fundraisers. We're asking for t-shirt supplies and also all of the materials necessary to print our own t-shirts, create the designs, and this will not only help us fundraise this semester, but for years to come. We're asking for all the materials necessary so that students can come forward with their own designs and they can gain the experience to print their own t-shirts. And so with this investment, we can keep fundraising and also students will be able to gain skills that will probably help them be employed later on. For example, I work at a small business that makes silkscreen apparel. So this would be like a really great fundraising opportunity and even employment and volunteer opportunity for students at the Student Art Association.
Would you like to yield your time?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up on our open forum is Miss Jenna. And your time starts now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jenna Budke. I am a marine science major. I have come today to ask you to apply for the Hilo Ambassador Award. I have been working on my senior thesis on coral bleaching, and my abstract was actually accepted to the International Coral Reef Symposium. This symposium happens once every 4 years somewhere in the world. And this year it's in June on Oahu. And I'm very excited to represent the Marine Science Department and UHHSA at the symposium. And I would just love some assistance to get there and to also get into the symposium, as the fee to get in is very expensive. And yeah, so our island is was currently experiencing a severe bleaching event. And so my research was just based out of Waiaukai and looking at how the coral is bleaching. If you have questions about that later, stop me and ask. But yes, so I'm just here to apply for the Hilo Ambassador Award.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we've exhausted the open forum list, so at this time, we are going to move on to point 5 on our agenda. Approval of agenda in minutes. 5.1 minutes for Senate meeting 15-16-025.
A motion to approve minutes for Senate meeting 15-16-025. Second.
Cast Senator motion to approve minutes for Senate meeting 15-16-025, seconded by Kobe Senator. Is there any discussion on this motion? All right, at this time, I'd like to move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Senate minutes for meeting 15-16-025, please raise your hand. On approval, unanimous, 5-0-0. Moving on to 5.2, agenda for Senate meeting 15-16-026.
I move to approve agenda for Senate meeting 15-16-026.
Senator at Large Panorama motion to approve agenda for Senate meeting 15-16-026, seconded by Cass Senator. Any discussion on this motion? Since there is no discussion, I would like to move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda for Senate meeting 15-16-026, please raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0-0. Moving on to point number 6, executive report. 6.1, President's report. The executive meeting report on March 14, 2016 at 2:30 p.m. The President, the Vice President, the Executive Senator met in the USA office to discuss items to be added to the agenda. All items that were presented were added to the agenda along with a resolution and a few bills. The agenda is a document of the items that were presented and put forth. That concludes the executive meeting report. Moving on to the executive report on the caucus and approval of support for tuition waivers for UHHSA campus CSOs. At this time, the President would like to request support from the Senate to take to the caucus tomorrow at Manoa to request support from them on the system level to push for student affairs to look into providing tuition waivers for student governments, CSO members who put in their time and energy to represent their students. I would like to ask for a motion to approve a memo that can be written by a senator and signed by me as the chief executive of the organization to show the approval of the Senate. I'd like to request a motion specifying support from the Senate to approve, or stating that the Senate supports the, how do I say this? The Senate supports the initiative for student affairs to establish tuition waivers for CSOs. You need to say so moved. So moved by Kaka'ula Senator. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Kobe Senator. Any discussion? Since there's no discussion, I move to vote. All those in favor of approving the motion so moved by the Kaka'ula Senator stating support for the tuition waivers for CSOs, please raise your hand in approval. The ayes have it, 5-0-0. That concludes the President's report. Moving on to 6.2, Vice President's report. No report. Moving on to 6.3, Treasurer's report. Since the Treasurer is out there and I have received no report, we are bringing no report. Moving down to number 8 on our agenda, new business. 8.1, resignation of Senator at Large Perky Kahandig, or Gabriela Kahandig. The Vice President has moved to approve the resignation of Senator at Large Ricky Kahandeg, seconded by the Senator at Large Panoranda. Any discussion? Since there's no discussion to be had, I'd like to state in her email to the Executive Board that she is resigning due to scheduling conflicts and her attention that she needs to spend on her education so that she may continue to prosper as a student. I would like the records to show that we wish her well in her academic endeavors and only for success. At this time, I would like to move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the resignation of Senator at Large Ricky Kahandeg, please raise your hand. Ayes have it, 5-0-0. 8.2, the revisions to the UHHSA bylaws. As of 15 minutes ago, no, like an hour ago, I received a copy from our advisor, from the Chancellor, approving our UHHSA bylaws. I would like to state to the Senate that after meeting with the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, she had made some recommendations for ratification too. At this time, the President would like to recognize Pop Senator Nguyen at 6:15 p.m. So returning to our agenda, the Vice Chancellor had some recommendations that were pretty easy to accommodate. One was shifting around the content to where it would actually flow more successfully in the bylaws. One, moving the sustainability mission statement to the first page right underneath the mission statement. I stated to her that there's a reason why I guess the original author didn't include it into the mission statement. Should UHHSA change, our original mission statement should remain separate from the sustainability initiative. She also stressed that if there's anything written inside the mission statement that, or the sustainability mission statement that pertains to the Committee for Sustainability, that it should be re-edited to that section. So all the information regarding the committees were shifted over to that section. The caucuses for UHHSA were shifted after the committees as they were separating key parts, specifically the executive committee guidelines, since it made no sense to put something in between committee work since you go from executive committee into committee descriptions. The bylaws flows a lot more, it makes more sense now, the way it's structured. Would anyone like to review these? Okay, at this time, I'd like to request the Senate motion to approve the amendments of the UHHSA bylaws.
I move to approve the revisions to the UHHSA bylaws. Amendments.
Senator, I'd like to put a motion to approve the revisions to the bylaws, seconded by Cass Senator. Any discussion? No discussion. With that being said, move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the revisions to the UHHSA bylaws, please raise your hand. Ayes have it. 6-0-0. 8.3 Senate Resolution 15, 16-002. A resolution was drafted by Senator Levea, Senator Pallett, Senator Fernandez, and Senator Conlon. At this time, I'd like to request that the Vice President, please read out this resolution to the Senate.
UHHSA Senate Resolution 15-16-002, declaring that the students of the University of Hawaii at Hilo have representation in the form of a CSO named the University of Hawaii Student Association, whereas the recent Rio called Student Association is an independent organization, whereas the University of Hawaii at Hilo Student Association is a CSO in accordance with the Board of Regents policy. Citing the Board of Regents policy 7.202.11, CSO means a campus-wide student organization to carry out functions or operations on behalf of the university for the purpose of serving the entire student body on campus. Citing further the Board of Regents policy 7.202.3A1, a CSO, a campus-wide student association organized to carry out functions or operations on behalf of the University, for the purpose of serving the entire student body on its campus, the CSO shall serve as an out-of-classroom opportunity for students to learn to A, participate in institutional governance, B, advocate for constituent needs, C, satisfy constituent needs and interests through planned programs, services, and activities, and D, work effectively within groups or group settings. Examples of CSO functions and operations may include A, serving as representatives for the undergraduate student body, B, serving as representatives for the graduate student body. Citing further, the Board of Regents Policy 7.2023A2, a CSO must be organized by permission of the Chancellor pursuant to an official constitution or charter to represent students at large and or to provide activities, programs, and services for all students on campus. Citing further, the Board of Regents Policy 7.2023B1, a CSO is recognized by the university as an organization that is part of the student life co-curricular program that complements the regular instructional program but is not a department of the university. Citing further, the Board of Regents Policy 7.2023B4, the President shall by executive policy set forth the working relationship between the CSO and the campus and the system administration to A, ensure and regularize the advice and participation by CSO in matters relating to student life, and B, to fulfill the goals and purposes of the student life co-curricular program as described in RP 7.201A of this policy. Whereas, in regards to the student union, which has been identified as a RISO, in accordance with Board of Regents policy, citing further the Board of Regents policy 7.2032, RIO means a student organization, association, or club that has been formed to meet special interests or certain groups of students on campus. Citing further the Board of Regents policy 7.2033A2, a RIO refers to a student organization, association, or club that has been formed to meet special interests of certain groups of students on campus. Citing further the Board of Regents policy 7.2033B1 and RIO, like a CSO, is not an agency of the university. RIO, unlike a CSO, is not involved in the governance process and does not represent or serve the entire student body on their campus. Citing further the Board of Regents policy 7.2033B2, the university assumes no responsibility for the activities of a RIO. A RIO must fully inform its members and the public of its relationship to the university by including the following disclaimer in its publications and communication with third parties. Although a registered organization has members who are university students, the registered organization is independent of the university and does not represent the views of the university. The registered organization is responsible for its own contracts, acts, or omissions. Citing further the Board of Regents policy 7.2033B3, a RIO's leaders shall assume full responsibility for the organization's activities and conduct of its members. Therefore, let it be resolved that the following points are to clarify the relationship between the UHHSA Student Union and the University of Hawaii Hilo. 1. Per BOR that has been established to carry out functions or operations on behalf of the university per BOR policy 7.2023. 2. 7.2023B4, UHHSA is authorized and recognized as the student representative. 3. Per BOR policy 7.2032, student union is a RISO, a student organization that has been formed to meet the special interests of certain groups of students. 4. Per BOR policy 7.2033B1, 2. BOR policy 7.2033. Student union is not involved in the governance process and does not represent or serve the entire student body on their campus. The registered organization is independent of the UHHSA. Affirms University of Hawaii's Hilo Student Association is the organization that directly represents the students of UHHSA. Affirms University of Hawaii system only recognizes the University of Hawaii Hilo Student Association as the student representation at UHHSA. Affirms University of Hawaii Board of Regents only recognizes the University of Hawaii Hilo Student Association as the student representation at UHHSA. Affirms Hilo Chancellor only recognizes the University of Hawaii Hilo Student Association as the student representation at UHHSA. Affirms the student union is a RISO, and is independent of the University of Hawaii Hilo. Further resolves that the student union is not involved in campus governance. Be it resolved that the University of Hawaii Hilo Student Association is the only student representation in UHHSA.
Vice President Jose, motion to approve Senate Resolution 15-16022, seconded by Senator at Large Panoranda. Any discussion on this resolution? Since there's no discussion to be had, all those in favor of approving the Senate Resolution 15-16022, please raise your hand. The ayes have it, 6-0-0. Senate Bill 15-16024, Student Art Association T-shirts resale.
I move to approve Senate Bill 15-16042, the Student Art Association T-shirt.
Senator at Large Panoranda seconded a motion to approve Senate Bill 15-16042, seconded by Kobe's Senator. Any discussion on this motion? So there's no discussion to be had. All those in favor of approving Senate Bill 15-16042, please raise your hand. The ayes have it, 6-0-0. 8.5 Senate Bill 15-16043, Salto electronic door locks.
I'd like to motion to approve Senate Bill 15-16043.
Senator at Large cast a motion to approve Senate Bill 15-16043, seconded by Cope Senator. Any discussion on this bill? There's no discussion to be had. All those in favor of approving Senate Bill 15-16043, please raise your hand in approval. The ayes have it, 6-0-0. 8.6 Senate Bill 15-16044, Hilo Ambassador.
Motion approved, Senate Bill 15-16044.
Kakalua Senator, motion to approve Senate Bill 15-16044, seconded by Kobe Senator. Any discussion on this bill? Right, since there's no discussion, all those in favor of approving Senate Bill 15-16044, please raise your hand in approval. The ayes have it, 6-0-0. Moving on to Senate Bill 8.7, Senate Bill 15-16045, Usa Bank.
I'd like to motion to approve Senate Bill 15-16045.
Cast Senator, motion to approve Senate Bill 15-16045, seconded by Vice President Jose. Any discussion on this bill? All right, since there's no discussion to be had, all those in favor of approving Senate Bill 15-16045, please raise your hand. The ayes have it, 6-0-0. USA Committee reports, is any verbal reports like to be given at this time? Number 10, announcements. 10.1, elections. March 18th, the final date to submit the election packet at 4:30 p.m. That was today. March 28th, candidates will be notified of their eligibility and put onto the ballot. March 29th, a mandatory candidates meeting will be held in Campus Center 306. On March 30th, campaign begins. April 11th through the 13th, online voting period. The student population will be voted their ballots and they can vote via online. April 15th, last day to remove campaign materials. April 22nd, last day to submit appeals and complaints. May 1st, official day of new officers. 10.2, fiscal book close April 15th at 4:30 p.m. No new bills will be accepted after April 8th. 10.3, USA Flow Wednesday, April 27th. 10.4, USA OHEL Week from May 1st to May 5th. Number 11, advisor, do you have a report to give to the Senate?
Nope.
No report at this time. With that, I'd like to move to adjourn. Next meeting is March 18, April 1st. April 1st, 2016 in Campus Center 301 at 6 p.m.